What is your election platform, at least the highlights? Is it like the Green Party's?
Campaign platform, well, it's got to start off with the 10 key values. And after that, it's, you know, one part of it will embody all of the things that I've worked on. And green solutions to the problems that we have. The two primary key values that I think that sort of express how we ought to resolve certain problems would be respect for each other and respect for our planet. And so then when we talk about, for example, I would endorse the Department of Peace. I signed on to the legislation. How would you implement that? For example, I think the Department of State is perfectly situated to become that Department of Peace. And we need to send our ambassadors out there with the name that fits their mission, and peace ought to be our mission. As I have said on some of the outtakes in the American Blackout film, you know, we ought to be sending doctors abroad, not depleted uranium bombs. We ought to be sending books to people. I mean, you know, there's so much that this country has to offer, and a militarized foreign policy is not what we ought to be sending abroad. And in fact, the militarization has now come home. Anybody who has been to New Orleans will remember that the Blackwater troops, mercenaries, were patrolling the streets, and they're still there. It is a veritable police state in New Orleans. Of course, Washington, D.C. is too, if you've been there with the checkpoints and, you know, the police presence on every block. So, and in terms of platform, because I really need to answer that, this will be a professional campaign, and so we will utilize the services of pollsters, political consultants, media consultants, and all of that. And so all of that will, in terms of specific points and the solutions that we will suggest, will all be worked out, you know, sort of professionally. And so I can't say, okay, I can tell you what I believe, I can tell you what my values are, I can tell you what I've done in the past, and of course all of that will go into formulating a platform that is consistent with green values. In fact, one of the most important things that I want this effort to do is to educate people on it is possible to be green and not be a green, because I was green for a very long time before I became a Green Party member. Okay. And it's possible for all of us to live green. So one of the things I want to do is a little bookmark that will say, "Living Green, you can be part of the solution." And then I want to list 3 to 5 things that everybody, no matter what their means are, can do to help us live green and resolve some of the problems on a personal level that our leaders in Washington refuse to help us to resolve on a national level.